Hey y'all, hope that you're doing well. I just wanted to hop on here and pull one card from the Lenormand deck and just kind of see where we're at out of this deck. I just did about a 30-minute video on some information that I would encourage you all to go listen to, and I'm just exposing a lot of really deep information about the world that we're living in now, and recapping on some things that have been suppressed on my channel for the last year. And but anyway, I don't remember what I titled it, but it will be down below. So let's go ahead and just get focused real quick and see what the Spirit wants to bring out in the Lenormand for us. We thank you, Sweet Divine, for clear, defined messages for the collective. We bind and block all negative forces that would try to come in and hinder truth to come to the surface. What do we need to understand and know? What do we need to bypass? What do we need to receive? What's the energy that's around? Okay, we have the Anchor coming out, which is, I think this is a positive card. I'm going to pause this real quick and grab the meaning of this and read it online for you. Just a second. Of course I'm going to read it online to you. We're online, right? Okay, so this is amazing to me, y'all, because, you know, it's the number 35 card here. And, but it's the 9 of spades. And I think the spades are either the club, or no, if the spades are the swords, I believe. But the number on this card is 35, which takes us to that 8. It's amazing to me because the Spirit keeps talking about the 8 for us. So it's amazing. Let's see what this is about here. It's positive, so that's beautiful. You know, to be grounded in something and having our mind on straight and being able to just be secure in a thing, that's positive, right? So this is a positive card, and it means a beach or a port or commitment. So you may be getting committed to anything, you know, relationships, jobs, having children. Now you're in this commitment with your child. Maybe you are adopting children, and that's a commitment. And whatever the commitment is, so many different ways a commitment can portray itself in our life, right? I'm committed to a diet. I'm committed to all kinds of stuff. This represents being fixed. And if we're talking about the 8th house, which is a fixed sign, it's a water sign as well. And having a magnetic energy with that fixed energy, sometimes a magnet can fix you in a negative way or a positive way. Now, I know this is a positive card, but we also need to not ever not understand. Well, I'm having a hard time talking. Of course, I just did a 30-minute video. We all always need to realize that negative energy is always around us, but it's always for our learning. Scorpio energy can be found in the World card with all 4 of the fixed signs, and that's Saturn energy, right? And Saturn comes to test you and I. We get the World card by all them fixed signs that it's connected to, plus the cardinal sign that the Saturn energy is connected to with the 10th house. We get that we pass all them tests. It's about higher learning, higher education, higher knowledge. If we're talking about the 9th house as well, I take all the energies on this card and connect things, because we know vibration is energy. We can't just look at something on the surface, and because if we're talking Scorpio energy, that 8th house come up all the time, along with the 5th house, which is the 8th high arcana, which is a strength card, which is Leo. That's also fixed energy. Everything is intertwined and connected. Everything. When we're talking Scorpio energy, we always have to look under the surface of a thing, because it likes to hide and then reveal. And this is water showing up here with the Anchor, and it is us learning how to be anchored in the mind and anchored in the soul and anchored everywhere we go, right? It's important. So this is fixed energy here, to be really grounded. It represents the seaside. It's amazing to me because I was just talking about spirits coming out of the water, out of the sea. Now people better pay attention, because the Creator is really doing profound things on this camera. The Creator showed up on this camera ever since I've had this YouTube channel and done some very, very profound things. And it's blown my mind, you know, and I'm sure it's blown a lot of people's mind who has watched this channel, or who has been able to be allowed to follow me through the full process. I know it had been suppressed, yet I wasn't, because I know that I'm known all over. I know that by way of the Spirit. The Spirit has proven that to me. But this is about being fixed, being grounded, having persistence in doing a thing. Whether if it comes across something being hid to you or not, it's about being grounded on the inside of our spirit, y'all, to know who we are and what we're about, regardless what other people may think that we're about. And, you know, we're talking Scorpio energy, we're talking about the psychology of our mind, and we better have our minds straight and fixed and grounded, because there's a lot of weirdos that are fixed and grounded in a lot of weird ways out there with that energy, that frozen energy. We could really... it can really damage us. It's called death energy, but it's also called transformation energy, right? It's also called resurrection, and that can be for positive and negative as well. This is about your stability, okay? Being strong and having support, and the Creator's here to support you and I, to learn a thing like we've never known before. So this is work and or career. This is about things that anchor us to our lives, and for lifetimes, previous lifetimes, generations, and DNA stuff that are fixed within you and I, that the Creator is revealing and bringing up to the surface, although it's fixed information, and learning a new thing, being transformed within that kind of stuff. I hope this makes sense. To me, it's just going right along with what the Creator just keeps speaking about, trying to pound something into us, because when we talk about fixed signs, you got to pound it, pound it, pound it, pound it, pound it, because they don't want to change. That's why we've got the death energy, to transform a thing. It's important. So this can be a card that's related to water, things such as boats and things like that, and beach houses and the like, but mostly it is about reaching our goals and our aspirations. It's important. It really is. Coming from a place down here and rising from that place and shining, no matter what it is, within your job, within your family, your homes, and things like that. This is long term. This means long term. We're fixing to go into an age of knowing something that's going to be long term, because the procession of the new age that we're going into, which is also going to be found with Scorpio in the world card, is the Aquarian energy. I talk about it all the time because I'm preparing people for that knowledge to get fixed in that stuff, which is I lost my train of thought. Let's just move on. You know, when you do a big old long video like I did, I talked for 30 minutes trying to just get all kinds of information out to y'all, because I have to recap on stuff that I've had my channel messed with and suppressed, and videos taken off of there. That was some very profound, proven information that's going to fix you when I have to reteach it all over again. But anyway, so the loss of words, not really loss of words, but my mind's tired, because that stuff is heavy, revy stuff, and so is an anchor. An anchor, you throw it down and it pulls down, right, and it stops, and it fixes you where you're at, even in a boat, where you could just be kind of like, oh my God, but I'm stuck here, and I got to learn this stuff, and I'm fixed here because this anchor, it's emotional, but this is long term, where the Creator's now throwing this anchor here so that we can learn a thing and know a thing and have a vibrant understanding of a thing that's coming across this channel for you and I to learn in a totally new way. So this is long term. This is one of the harder cards to make. Okay, well, The anchor itself is made of the Three of Pentacles, and that is about, the Three of Pentacles is about you and I collaborating and growing. If we're talking high arcana, the 3 is the Empress, and we talked about that today. The 3 and the 21 and the 12. Go watch that video. I explained all of that on there. So this is about having skill and mastery within this image here. It's long term, y'all. The this card's also connected to the Hierophant, which is Taurus in energy as well, which is fixed. We're talking all fixed signs. So basically, we are getting the World card in a sense, and learning from the 9, which the 9th high arcana would be that Hermit information energy going within. Right, which we could also find the Aquarian energy within his lantern. And then the 9th house is about the higher mind of a thing, to understand something, that we are getting fixed within something, even in the midst of a change. This profound stuff, to me it is anyway. So we got the Hierophant here, which is spiritual things, but in a very practical way. Right? And it's you and I coming together and collaborating on those things and really trying to figure out what the truth is, because you and I have been lied to about some things, and they're coming up from the grave, coming up from the surface, to the surface, that have been buried and fixed in places where we need to draw this up, this anchor up, and now go throw it somewhere else where the truth is. Because if we don't, Uranus, an ass is going to come down with the tower and wake you and I up. So we got the Hierophant here, which the Hierophant pillars to give structure to the work that you and I are doing to fix us in truth. And then we've got the Devil's chains to make them secure and long lasting. Well, the devil is considered Saturn, okay? And that's hard energy. And we've been taught for years, the devil's going to get you. Well, that energy, if you and I don't stand up when a vibration of a thing tries to come our way, then you're chained in a whole different type of a way. Then you get the Devil card energy and not the World card energy. And we want this energy to be energy from Saturn to promote us long term in what we're learning here on this channel, and what you find on the internet that resonates with you, that you know that you can prove as the truth as well, and collaborating all that in a community here on Apex Tarot, and us growing from that place, and freeing our world from pride-like people that have to get the tower and stand in their rubble because they didn't want to open their mind to the truth of what's really happened and how they have believed in things. They didn't want to pull up an anchor and throw it somewhere else and get it in the right place within the water energy there by the higher mind. I hope all that made sense, but the Creator is bringing this out for us to learn a thing. And with the 9 there, that is about the truth. The 9th house is about the truth. And it's important for us to walk in a place of truth and to understand that there are beings in our world. I mean, people believe in angels, people believe in demons, people believe in another dimension and giants and people of renown, and all that stuff is real. And at the same time, there's a lot of lies mixed in with a lot of that stuff as well. And you and I have to sift through that kind of stuff. Talk about the devil wants to sift you like wheat, right? And you got weeds and wheat that have tried to grow together, and we're at the harvest. We've seen the scythe come out on this channel. And the Creator is bringing all kinds of stuff out by that Uranus energy, and making the rubble of the tower come down and getting people grounded so that you and I can live from a place and truly be a person of renown for uprightness sake, not in a giant-like types. We need to take the giants down. They're liars. And that's what I'm here for, is to prove a thing. And get people out of their animalistic state. You're not an animal. You're not an animal. And those spirits, what I truly believe, and I touched on a little bit on that other video, those spirits, what I believe, because I talked about how people literally want to believe that a woman had sex with a snake and created a half man, half snake reptile. And people say, well, I know reptilians live. And well, actually what that is, that's people that are have opened themselves to another dimension, and you've got eyes somehow to see in another dimension within that person who has opened themselves up for that spirit to just, the eyes are the window of our soul. And if you've got spiritual eyes and you've got a connection to the divine, you can see that kind of stuff within other people. It's not that they are literally a snake-like being. They have opened themselves up spiritually, because you and I are spirit beings before we ever matter. But people look at that and want to call people an animal of a sort. And their psychology and their mind is twisted. They're really, really twisted. But we also have to understand that, you know, talking about mad scientists and stuff like that, a lot of times, you know, we've got history that repeats itself in the earth realm, and people have taken animals and DNA from people and have gotten into a laboratory and mixed that kind of stuff, and then those beings on the earth, when they die, they go into that, the spirits, there's no place for those spirits. But then you've got literal people that believe that came through people having sex, and nobody can ever prove that a person and an animal can have sex and create something. It is done in a laboratory. And then you got groups of people that, because they write down stupid ass stuff to, you know, I said on that other video, they didn't have TV back then. They had writings to train a mind. And now we got TV programs that subliminals that program the mind. That's why you got to be really careful what you're anchored into, y'all. You got to. And I'm here to expose the thing, because we got people literally who are seared on the inside, open themselves up to that dimension of spirits that had nowhere to go from all those things that were created in the earth. They got drowned in the sea, and for whatever reason, energy is causing them to come back up. And this stuff is so deep. This stuff is so deep, and and I'm gonna prove it to you on this channel. And but the anchor, we got to make sure that the anchor holds in a place of truth, and not from people who want to go out and literally treat people like they are animals when they're literally human beings that are upright in the earth realm. These are people that are soulless, because, like I said, they've opened themselves up, they've seared themselves, and then they call in those demonic entities that give them their knowledge through magic and stuff like that. And I'm not saying anything about magic. It boils down to what you're doing from the motive of your heart, because you're doing magic every day, like I talked about on that other video. And you take your pen, you're writing, you're spelling. It's a spell. Vibration. When you speak a thing and you believe a thing and you can call in a thing, you're doing a type of magic. Stuff is deep. The anchor. More to come, y'all. Shalom.